What if Deku was Sand remake? Okay, before I starting this will be somewhat a filler. And I ask you guys if you guys want harem or not. And it's actually equal. Two people want harem and they have two vote, and another one say don't have harem and only Fish and Chara. And I just remember I someone want to Fish or Chara fight over sand and you guys want a harem, so I have an idea to make only Fish and Chara in the harem. Sorry, and if you guys, I think I might put Betty Ward if you guys want to, because it would be more interesting. Okay, let's just begin. Everyone is in, they're still in the USJ, and Fish and Chara is carrying Izuku to the medic, and All Might go to them and ask, "What happened? Yamidoriya, what happened to you?" And Izuku say, "She is still alive." And All Might say, "Who?" And Izuku say, "What for all?" And Izuku starting to puke, starting to cough up blood. And this is not a little, but a lot. Everyone after seeing this immediately send Izuku to ambulance. Everyone, let's go to the hospital. The doctor and recovery girl go to Izuku and try to recover him. And they take off Izuku's shirt. And Fish and Chara seeing it as well. And they was in shock to see how many scars Izuku have in front on his body. And Fish and Chara closing their mouth and starting to cry and say, why did he tell us this? Yeah, and I forgot to say this. Pira seeing it as well. And she frustrated at herself because she cannot help his big brother at all. She feel like his brother always protecting him. And she starting cry. Face Chara and Pira starting to cry. It's a few hours. No. It's a few days. And Izuku awake. And Izuku look around to see a hospital room. And he think logically and say, so I pass out, but how long do I pass out for? And Izuku hear a voice, and the voice say, brother. Izuku look to the door and see his little sister. And Izuku say, oh, Pira, what's up? Pira started to cry and run up to him and jump and hug him and say, I was glad to know you are alive. Izuku say, yeah, thanks sis. Sorry make you worry, okay? Pira say, you better not do that again. Izuku say, fine, I will not. And then Fish and Chara look at Izuku come and they see Izuku awake. And they say, Izuku! And they do the same thing to Izuku like Pira do it to Izuku. Run to him, jump on top of him and hug him. And Izuku say, can you guys please just get off me? I feel like you guys will break my rib cage or something. Fish Chara say, oh sorry, and they back off a little. And they explain to Izuku that he was in somewhat a coma for no, he was unconscious about 5 days, and Izuku was in shock to see how long that was. And Pira say, I wasn't surprised to know that it was only 5 days, but I thought it would take you about at least a month to wake from after damage. And Izuku say, but that thing only punched me through the wall. It should just break my ribcage, that all. And Pira say, yeah, but there is somewhat a after fact after what you did about you glowing red and then you fit to your usual form. And Izuku remember what happened. And Pira explained that all of his wound from when he was a little, from him being a lab rat, open, somehow open, and and Izuku say, really? And Izuku looked under his body to see a lot of stitches. And Izuku say, I want to know how long will the stitches stay for? Pira say, about 2 day more and you can take off the stitch. And Izuku say, good. And Fish and Chara go to Izuku and say, Izuku, can we ask you something? Izuku know what they want to ask and say, sure, go ahead. No, he say, it's about what happened in the USJ, isn't it? Fish and Chara nod, and Izuku sigh and say, fine, I will tell you everything about what happened. Izuku explained to them that he was actually all for about his is all for one son, and he was experimented as a kid. Fish and Chara was in shock to know that a person doing a experiment to their own children. How? And Izuku and Chara say, and I want to know one more thing. Izuku say, it's about the name that the woman say, call me, isn't it? And Fish and Chara nod. No, Chara nod. And Izuku sigh and say, well, that actually my real name. Izuku is a fake name that I think when before Inko signed the paper, the adoption paper, and Pira actually a fake name of my little sister as well. And Pira Chara look at Pira, and Pira sigh and say, my real name is Pyra. And is both of them think, wait, that was surprising. The name Pyra and Pira almost the same. And Izuku say, we decided to change our name a long time after we escaped from the basement after an accident that made the place that we were experimented explode. And everyone, both of them were in shock. And there's someone outside of the hospital room that Izuku is in. It was Toshinori, and Toshinori think it's a experimental room. Is it the same place that I fight with All for One? And then Toshinori take a deep breath and walk in and say, Yeah, Midoriya, may I ask, when was it? Izuku say, I think it's about, when did you get escape from one All for One? Toshinori asked. And Izuku say, I think it's about 8 years ago. Toshinori say, so it was you two before. And Izuku was confused and asked, what do you mean? All Might say, I fighting with your mother before, you remember, right? And Izuku say, yeah. And All Might say, well, when I fighting All for One, I see two children running away, and one girl and one boy, and and they have a white hair like both of you, and when you Inko show introducing me to both of you, I feel the same silhouette. It was you two, isn't it? Izuku say, yeah, it was us. And Omai say, sorry that I wasn't, sorry for me not helping you earlier, more faster. And Izuku say, hey, it's better late than never, okay? Omai smile and say, thank you, Izuku, for being a nice one. Nice children, nice kid. And Izuku say, you're welcome, Toshinori. And then they hear a voice and say, no, they hear a sound. And Izuku look behind Toshinori to see Nezu, and Toshinori was surprised to see Nezu and asked, Nezu, what are you doing here? Nezu say, well, you will say. And Nezu go to Izuku and the inspector that with Toshinori friend come as well. And he was a man because of, I remember that it's the detective that helped Toshinori introduced to Izuku is quirkless. And let's just get through it with it. The detective asked Izuku to what happened, and Izuku explained, and Izuku say that when I was almost unconscious in the building, I met with someone myself, and everyone was confused. And Izuku explained that the person was actually him, his full power. And Izuku explained that he's holding almost all of his power back. He's holding back. Even no, the person inside Izuku say he was holding back, and Izuku agreed. And All Might was in shock because All Might see how strong Izuku before, and he was thinking to herself, if he really did holding back, I don't want to know how strong he is when he not. And Izuku say, can we talk about something else? And everyone was confused and asked, what do you want to talk about? And Sensei, I want to talk about why the heck is... Wait a second. Sorry guys, I'm back. And sorry for the background noise. But anyway, Izuku say, can someone explain to why Freeze and Chara is in the same place? And everyone say, Chara and Freeze say, Actually, we don't know why. And Izuku asks, everyone know, right? About one for all, even you, right, Pira? And Pira say, yeah, you told me before. And Toshinori say, wait, you told your sister about this? And Izuku say, what? He can keep a secret. Pretty good. And All Might say, well, whatever. And Izuku asks something. I want to know about One for All. And Fritz and Chara say, oh yeah. Somehow, no, Izuku say, I think One for All somewhat make Fritz and Chara separate to two entity to be to have each body can stay. How am I gonna saying this? Let's just say like conjoined twin finally rip from each other like that. Izuku say, we look at this. No, Izuku say, One for All someone must increase because Fritz and Chara recruit someone in view in their mind and make them entirely a quirk. And because of One for All, and when they was enraged in the USJ, they somewhat make it one for all unstable and make them somewhat like unfused. And Nezu think of this and she say that make a lot of sense because of the One for All and the mixed emotion can somewhat make it unstable. And Izuku say, so Nezu, why do you come here? And Nezu say, oh, I come here to say something. And everyone look at Nezu and Nezu say, Izuku Midoriya, you are fired. And everyone was quiet and then they say, what? No, like, what? Let's go a few weeks after this. Everyone is now go back to school. And everyone go to Pira and ask if Midoriya Izuku is alright. And even class 1B go to the class 1A to ask if Izuku is alright. And Izuku say, we cannot. Pira try to say, she cannot speak right now. And then Aizawa calm and say, be quiet and sit down in class 1B. Go to your class now. And before everyone can go to their chair, Bakugo shout, Mr. Aizawa, may I ask, is Izuku Midoriya will come? Mr. Izuku Midoriya will come to our class in a few days. And Aizawa say, well, you see, he was fired. And everyone was in shock and Baku shout, what the hell? He saved all our asses and he was injured and you guys fire him? They're not fair at all. And Kirishima and Tetsu say, yeah. The other students say the same thing, like Kaminari and Ida. And Aizawa say, quiet and just sit down. And Aizawa say, by the way, we have a new student who will replace Mineta. And Aizawa take his phone and call someone and say, you can come now. And the phone Aizawa make it loudspeaker so everyone can hear, and the person on the phone say, very well. And then Izuku pop in the class 1A, and everyone looked, and they was confused to know to why Izuku someone wear a UA uniform, but it was for male. And Aizawa say, meet your new classmate, Izuku Midoriya. And Izuku say, hello, my name is Izuku Midoriya, and I hope we can be friends. And he bow. And everyone go to Izuku and ask if he was alright, and all of the thing. And Aizawa tell them to go back to their seat. But they don't listen to him at all. And Aizawa sigh and say, you know what? I'm going to sleep. Do whatever you guys want. They ask about this, and Izuku laugh. And he looked at Fritz, Chara, and Pira. And Fritz and Chara and Pira was smiling. And say, and smirk. And Izuku smirked back to them. So I will end it right here. Sorry for this being boring. I will try to record if I proactive today, because I want to be lazy and wrong right now. And sorry for not uploading for a week.